So we're now looking at the next task in the 2025 Higher Admin and IT assignment, and you'll see it's about hi, as a result of a recent promotional event, we have received a lot of interest in our EV, so electric cars. Mr. Mahmood got in touch to ask for a quote for this Stratos Zephyr, I hope that's how you say it, car. Can you please complete his quote? Customers will receive a discount depending on the basic price of the car. Print the quote in both value and formula view. Each printout should fit on one side of A4. So that second paragraph alone is telling us it's another spreadsheet task. Because we're being asked to print value and formula, that tells us it's a spreadsheet and not a database. So let's now have a look at the spreadsheet. So here we are in the customer quote spreadsheet, and I can see there we've got the basic price is in there. We've then got a section showing item and blanks for pricing, and we're going to have to find the price. We're going to have to look them up, the price for the various items. Now, looking at the next sheet, optional extras, you'll see here we have two columns of data with item and with price. So these columns held vertically. This is going to be a VLOOKUP to bring the pricing in for the particular item into the quote. When we look at discount, we can see there that we've got, the price in a row and the discount rate in another row. So these are all sitting there horizontally, so that tells us there's going to be an H lookup. The other giveaway actually is there's nothing here, there's no notes, there's no comments, there's no instructions, there's no screenshots, it's simply just data, and that usually tells you that it's likely to be some kind of lookup to pull into another sheet, in this case the quote. So to start off with the VLOOKUP to pull in all the items, let's click in cell D13, and if I start typing in equals VL actually will bring up lookup, so I can double click on that. Alright, and it will bring up the start of what we need to put in for this function. Personally think the easiest way is to click in your FX box at this stage to bring up the function argument box that will help you step by step. You may have been shown another way. You may have been shown to type in equals, and if you've used a lookup before, to go up into the name box up here on the left hand side and left click on, in this case VLOOKUP, and it brings up the same function argument box. So starting with the lookup value, what are we looking up? Well, we're looking up the item metallic paint that's sitting in A13. We then have to switch and find the table that shows all the items and all the prices. So I'm going to switch to optional extras. I'm going to highlight the item and the price and everything in between. Okay, and at this stage we actually want to lock this table in. I want to fix it because I am going to be copying down through the quote. So remember, to lock in a range of cells we need F4. Alright, so F4 it, so you've got $sign, so $A, $2, $B, $11. You've locked that table into place. Now, as you're looking at that table, there's two columns highlighted. The first of the two columns highlighted shows the item. The second of the two columns highlighted is the price. So when you look at the column index number, the actual price that you're pulling across is in the second of the two. Now, as soon as I click into it, it will switch me back to the quote. So it's number 2, second of the two columns is what we're going to put in here. And the range lookup. You'll see there that if you look down below, it says down here to find an exact match, you need the word false typed in there. So I'm going to type in the word false, okay, because it's one item, one price. Okay, I can see actually that 700 has been returned, so I very much hope that metallic paint, there is a cost there, the price is 700. I'm going to click on OK. If you want a quick check, you can. Metallic paint, yep, is 700, so we're on the right lines here. Now, because we locked our table in within the VLOOKUP, I can simply click on the first price we've brought in, and I'm just going to copy that down. So to get the subtotal, we're going to have to add not only all the optional extras, but also the basic price. So I could go up to my auto sum. Okay, it's looking for number 1. I could actually click on the basic price first, D8, right? And then I could do a little comma. And number 2, it's not just one number, it's actually a range of numbers. So I could highlight the actual extras like that. Right, so equals sum, open bracket, D8 will give me the basic price, comma, and then it's D13 to D17 to get all the rest. Click on enter, and that is the subtotal. Now we need to work out the discount. And if you recall from the question, it says here customers will receive a discount depending on the basic price of the car. Now the basic price of the car is actually sitting there in cell D8. So we need to work out what percent of discount are they going to get based on that price. And I'm going to click back into the discount amount, and if you remember, if we switch to the discount sheet, here we've got the basic price in the first row and then whatever percentage they're going to get. So for a price of 23,698, it's sitting there, well, sort of 20,000 there is 3.5%. If it jumps to 25,000, it's 5%. So any value between 20,000 and £24,999, they're going to get a discount rate of 3.5%. But we're going to use the HLOOKUP to bring the value in. Okay, so in cell D19 equals, this time H for horizontal, and look up there, I'll just double click to bring up the information, and then we're going to go onto the FX button to bring up the function argument box. So what are we looking up? Well, we're looking up the basic price, right? There's a price in there. The table array, let's switch to our discount sheet, and we're going to highlight all the basic prices there and their corresponding discount amount. Now, we don't need to lock this in because we're not actually copying anything down. It does absolutely no harm to lock it in. You won't lose marks for it. It's entirely up to you. I'll just do it for the purpose of this, but it would still work without the dollar signs. Now again, looking at the two rows that we have highlighted, and we're trying to work out what is the actual discount, and the discount percentage is sitting in row 2, the second of the two rows. So the row index and number there is 2. And you'll notice there the range lookup, we know that if it's an exact match, we have to type in the word false. But you'll see there, to find the closest match, it's true or leave blank. So you can either type in the word true or simply leave that box blank. It's just really whatever you want to do. Now at this stage, I'm going to click on OK. And when we look at it, it's not looking right. Number one, the cell has been formatted for currency, so I can't imagine the discount being 4 pence. But actually, we've actually worked out the percent, but we haven't applied it to the basic price. So if I just very quickly went up to currency and just had a look, said if I switch that to actual percent, look, it would actually change to 3.5%. So we've worked out what the correct percentage is, but we haven't actually applied that to the basic price. So all that lookup there, all that brings back the correct percent. And at the very end of that, I can just, with click on my left mouse there, I can just do the multiply, and then say actually we're applying it to the basic price. So it's 3.5%, 3.5% of the basic price is the actual discount. And click on enter, and there it brings back 829.43. To get the total after discount, that's just a nice straightforward subtraction, equals the subtotal of the vehicle with the extras minus the discount, and we're left with a value of 29,768 and 57p. And then we have to work out VAT, value added tax. We have to add 20% on to the total after discount. So in cell D21 equals, we'll click on the total after discount, and we will multiply by, well, the VAT rate is in a separate cell, so rather than typing in like 20%, don't do that, because they've actually put the VAT rate in its own cell, so they're expecting you to use that. So let's click into cell B22, and again, we're not copying down anywhere, we're not replicating, we don't need to lock anything into place, so I'll just click on enter. And the total price for the quote, 35,722 and 28 pence. And the last bit of the question is printing the quote in both value and formula view. Each printout should fit on one side of A4. You may have been taught different ways to do it. I would personally just highlight the data I want to print. I would go to File, I'd go to Print. It's on active sheet, I would actually switch that to print selection, because that's exactly what I've highlighted. You'll see there page 1 of 1, so I know I'm good. You may have to go back and put a footer with your name and your school, etc., but that's the way that I would make sure it's printing on one page. To show the formulas, different ways to do it, if you go up to the Formula tab and click on Show Formulas, and then you get the same thing, and you know, this is where we've got to be careful, because you've got to remember to kind of narrow down where you can, but make sure that you extend any column that's got, you know, big large formulas on it. And I can see from the wee dashed lines here that's actually not going to fit onto one page of portrait. Doesn't say it has to be on portrait, just says it has to fit onto one side of A4. So I might just think, well, go to page layout and maybe just switch it to landscape, and I can see, I think that's going to work if I just go to my file and then print, and there I can see, yep, it's still page 1 of 1 and the formulas are clear to see. So that's how we do the next task in the 2025 assignment.